Hello beautiful people around the world. I'm so happy to see you back here. We're talking all things optimal health and nutrition. My name is Marika and I'm the founder of Trifecta Holistic Nutrition. In this video, we will be talking about sleep. Now, sleep is a huge topic and I will not even attempt to talk about everything that is sleep and optimal health because that would take me hours. However, I will focus on diet and nutrition and how we can really optimize our diet and our nutrition and which 6 factors to really consider when trying to optimize our sleep and our health. So let's dive into it. We'll start with the don'ts before I talk to you about the do's of nutrition to improve your sleep and to get optimal sleep. So what are the don'ts in terms of nutrition and diet? Number 1, avoid caffeinated drinks, sugar or alcohol or any other stimulants close to your sleep time. And by close to your sleep time, I mean a couple of hours before you're going to sleep. And that is individually different. Some people cannot drink any coffee at all, and otherwise they won't sleep at night. And other people drink a coffee in the early afternoon and their sleep quality and quantity is still absolutely perfect. So you need to find your threshold and your individual perfection in that sense and see how your body reacts. I, for example, drink a green tea in the morning and I will be awake till midnight. So there you go. Coffee, tea, alcohol and sugar in any beverage or in food will keep us awake. And alcohol is also a huge factor which is absolutely underestimated. I really think that some people, and that was including me, you know, years and years back, would drink a beverage and we feel relaxed. However, alcohol is a stimulant, so it will affect your sleep whether you feel it right during the night or not. You will feel it the next morning, and most of you would have experienced that feeling after having a couple of drinks. The next morning you just don't feel as fresh. So if you must have alcohol, and again that's a funny thing to say, if you choose to have alcohol, have a drink, then please consider that you will have to make a conscious decision ideally, and you will affect your sleep if it is close to your sleep time. And if you do choose to drink a glass of alcohol to celebrate or for whatever reason you choose to, then at least leave yourself or your body several hours to break down the alcohol so it doesn't affect your sleep. That's all I'm saying about alcohol right now, but trust me, there's a video in the making about alcohol and optimal health. So I'll leave you with this right now and we move on to the next important things to consider when we come to diet and sleep, and that is when we eat our last meal during the day. Ideally, we want to leave about 2 hours from our last meal and before we go to bed. 2 hours of a time window to not eat. Yes, that's right. And that's mostly if you have you know, semi-heavy meal, so you know, a meat that needs proper digestion, plenty of good fats or whatever kind of fats. Good, what does that even mean? But you know what I'm talking about, your nice stew or, you know, a stir fry even, that needs a little bit longer digestion, and you need to leave your body enough time to digest, to start the digestion process before you go into bed. We all had that situation where we're feeling so full and we're so tired and we're going to bed and we can't sleep because we're so full, and that's obviously not ideal. So strive for avoiding this situation by planning ahead if you can. And also, if you have a smaller meal, you can probably, leave it for a little bit later before going to bed. Leave an hour or so. So keep that in mind. Absolutely important. And remember my very first video about my most important tip for health and well-being when it comes to food and eating. That is to eat slowly. So because if we eat slowly, we can actually feel when we're full, and that again helps us when we want to sleep. So then we're not that full. So that's number 2. Point number 3 is actually the opposite to point number 2, which I just mentioned, and that is when we don't eat enough. If we chronically undereat, we will not only affect the quality and quantity of our sleep, but of course we will affect our overall health negatively. So please consider that. Number 4 on the list is when we're actually drinking too much. I know drinking liquids throughout the day is very, very important for our overall health. Nice clean water, teas, etc., whatever floats your boat. However, before bedtime, drinking a lot of liquid can actually have a not so pleasant effect, and that would be that we're waking up multiple times throughout the night and have to go to the loo. So if you find yourself having to get up multiple times throughout the night, having to go to the bathroom, and then think about whether you may be able to adjust the amount of beverages, the amount of liquid you're taking in before going to bed. If you find that you have to urinate frequently despite not drinking a lot the hour or so before going to bed, then there might be a different underlying issue, which has nothing to do with the amount you're drinking, and which will need to be addressed by a health professional. So these are the 4 things to avoid and to consider to avoid when trying to achieve your best sleep. Now let's talk about the things you can actually increase and implement and use to improve your sleep. And number 1 in that list, and number 5 in the total list, would be beverages. Which beverages can actually help you to sleep better? There would be, of course, herbal teas. And I've got 2 examples here. And voila. This is one of my favorites. This is, I'm not getting paid by them. This is a Sleepy Time tea that has a couple of beautiful herbs, including chamomile and peppermint. Totally love this one. And then here in this huge bag, we have a calming tea, which also includes chamomile, and it has lemon balm in it, cornflower, rosemary, and peppermint. And I'm also adding some passion flower to it. All of those herbs are known to calm the nervous system and improve our sleep. So any calming effects on your nervous system will also help you fall asleep. And for some people, drinking hot milk with some honey or even a hot chocolate low in sugar will be very helpful for them to just calm them down and set you off into the right mood to fall asleep. However, be careful with chocolate. Some of you might be sensitive to the very small amount of stimulation through the cacao, and therefore hot chocolate might not be right for you. So those are the beverages that you might want to consider trying before bedtime. And number 6, the final point, is vitamins and minerals that might be useful and helpful for you when you're trying to optimize your sleep, when you're trying to improve your sleep. Number 1, a mineral is magnesium. Magnesium is a muscle relaxant, and therefore if you choose to supplement with it, you might find an improvement in your sleep. Then I can also suggest B vitamins. Again, they help our nervous system, and especially vitamin B6 has been shown to help improve sleep. And again, herbs in dried form can also be very helpful for improving your sleep. One last note I want to make in terms of supplements is melatonin. Melatonin gets naturally produced within our body when we come towards the end of the day and the internal body clock gets signaled that it's nighttime through external stimuli, etc. Melatonin gets produced in our body and initiates the start of the nighttime and signals to our body that it's time to sleep. So please be careful if you're choosing to take melatonin as a supplement. Ideally, for your optimal health and for your best sleep, you would try to get to a point where your body produces optimal melatonin levels that you can sleep well. So these are my 6 tips nutritionally and diet-wise on how to improve your sleep, and therewith on how to improve your health and how to achieve optimal health. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, send me a personal message. I'm on all social media such as Facebook and Instagram, and of course I also have a website. I'd love it if you would visit me there. I'll leave a link below this video, so please come and visit. And if you would like any guidance on how to achieve your best health, then please contact me as well. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.